Okay, this is rapid pottery wheel throwing of clay, 10 minutes or less. I'm going to go from clean hands to a project to clean hands. So I'm going to begin and just get my tools and some water here and kind of go through the quick thing. So again, making sure that you're grabbing a little bit of water. Here I'm going to grab a sponge. I'm going to grab a needle tool. I'm also going to grab a potter's rib and a trimming tool. So these are the 4 favorite tools that I use. I should be good to go. So with this, I'm going to use the electric wheel over here because it's a little bit quicker. And so once I get this set up on the electric wheel here, I'm going to set it on the right side, set to go. I'm also going to get splash guards placed on underneath to the twist, and then I'm going to push this one out on the side. I'm also going to grab a bat from the Batmobile. It's a blue one, so it's rough on both sides. And I'm going to also grab a project I'm going to throw towards. So this is going to be my direction that I'm throwing. So going over here to the table, I'm going to wedge piece of clay, and then throw the form, clean up, and go from there. So that is the plan. Piece of clay. Actually, I'm going to grab a bigger one. And now you wedge with the spiral method. So I'm circling the clay, wedging the clay, wedging the clay. We're set. I don't know. And then I'm going to roll this cone bottom into a, kind of roll it up into a gumdrop. And now I'm ready to roll. So heading back over to the wheel, wedge clay, got my tools, I've got my water. Now going to be set to go. So here's the plan. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to place you on the right side and make sure you can get kind of a view of what we're working on here too. So wheel set, these on, getting comfy. We're ready. So first thing I'll do is I'll start out with a helper place and then set this right on that. There we go. Okay, again, not very centered, wobbling all around. I need a little bit of water. I'm going to press down, holding it still. Gradually even force, and I'm just using this part of my hand. This is my helper hand, but that's mainly the part. So a little bit of water. Shiny clay is happy clay. Hold still, hold still, hold still. Again, elbows on your leg or in your pocket or on the belt loop, keeping a steady brace, and lean forward onto that clay. Hold that clay still. So gradually even pressure. Okay, that clay is centered. Next step going to be to open the clay. So I'm going to use my thumb dimple here, and I'm going to press onto the top of the clay. Okay. Holding it still, a little bit of water, and open up the clay. As you create more space, you'll need to add a little bit more water so it doesn't tug at your fingertips, and press it to the bottom. Once I've got it down to a good thickness, probably half of a needle tool, just down here, I am pretty much good to go on to opening the floor. So again, I'm going to start pressing the bottom, and I'm going to drag that fingerprint or that fingertip across the bottom out to the outside. wider. Okay. And the floor is as big as I need the floor, so I got the floor where I want the floor. I'm now going to start to take this clay and pull up a wall from the clay. So again, as I pull, I'm pressing in from the outside and I'm going out from the inside, and I'm above and below. So it's above and below as I'm doing this. And I don't want to move it too far too fast because clay has its limits like any rubber band would. So I'm going to drag that up a little bit taller. All right, once I get to the lip, I'm going to press down a little bit to kind of keep those platelets of clay in there. So dragging here. Upwards, 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 upwards. And then I'm going to press down. So pressing in from the outside, pressing out from the inside, and a little bit of water. So this clay has got kind of a ridge of clay going up, up, up. I have it to the height that I want it. I'm now going to begin to form the walls outward. And then I'm also going to have to take and reduce this clay inwards. As I'm doing that, I'm doing it very gentle with a little bit of water. And I'm set to go here. If any water gets on the inside, you got to rescue it with your sponge. Sometimes your neck or the narrow part of your base will be so small you can't get your sponge in there. So go ahead and pick up that water, remove it from the area. And then I'm going to then narrow this down a little bit more. Okay, so my form is made. I'm now going to start the process of lightening the foot. I might even put a couple little bands in here and help the glaze along. But this clay at the bottom does not need to be there, so I'm going to take my wooden trim tool, 45-degree angle first, and kind of carve down inwards at a bevel angle, lightening it up, and then I'm going to undercut it from the back, and then I'm going to drag this clay away. All right. So that clay there will go into the bucket, and the bucket is where it will stay. I'm going to smooth this out, and then I'm going to begin to clean up. Okay. Probably put my name on here, so it looks like mine. And I am set. So I'm going to take this clay here, set it off to the side, and splash guards first. The splash guards come off by pressing them down and away. Taking anything that's in here, putting it into the bucket, and anything here in the bucket as well. So those are ready. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take my tools first and go from there. So I'm going to take these things to the sink, and I'll come back with a sponge. I'll be good to go. So at the sink, I'm going to wash my hands and the tools at the same time. A little bit of water. Pour out the water, pour out the clay into the bucket. Okay, so I've got clean tools. Bucket is clean, so the bucket's going to go back over with its friends. Moving right along to sponge here. The sponge goes in this one. These wooden tools go into that basket. And I'm going to grab a little bit of water and head back with a sponge to the wheel. So just taking the sponge and kind of going through the motions, cleaning up those areas that need it, powering it down. We're all set. I'm going to now go to the sink with these, clean them up, and also clean my hands at the same time. So a quick rinse. Any clay chunks go into the clean sponge. No longer needed. It's going to go into the basket. Splash cards are going to be returned where I found them. This clay is going to go into the humidity locker, or you might be able to put this clay on your shelf under plastic. Ooh. And there you go. There you have it. Clean hands. We also have a clean wheel. You're set to go. The pottery wheel in less than 10 minutes from messy, clean to messy, back to clean again. Thanks for watching.